Good morning, Dr. Shubham. Am I audible? Can you see me? Good morning, Peter. Anjita, Madhu, is your day one today or you were there yesterday as well? Shubham, you were there yesterday. All right. Did you forgot to join yesterday? Did you forget to join yesterday or good morning, good morning. Uh, or you could not join yesterday? This question is for all those who are for whom today's day one. Uh, couldn't join. Madhu, Anjita, if you can quickly let me know which city are you joining from? Hi Nilesh, good morning. And what's your specialization? Hi Ravindra, good morning. Interesting, we've got quite a few pediatrician joining in. Nilesh Pandya, Nilesh Mumbai, Vasudha as well. Hi Vasudha, good morning. I assume this is
Good
your
morning.
as well.
Yeah.
Anjita, you're a gynecologist. All those who are joining today as day one, what happened yesterday? Did you forget or you couldn't join?
Forgot. That was the reason. So
Good
today I
morning.
just put an alarm.
That's good. Good morning, Nilapar.
Good morning.
Nash, you were there yesterday as well. Good morning. Pallavi, you were there yesterday as well. Before we start, if everyone can just quickly the chat box, just put down your location. I love to understand who's joining from where. It just helps everyone else also to understand that, you know. By the way, just to give you all a heads up, but I'll share that. Mona is from Mumbai. Okay. So the Sangli. Okay. Sangli near Miraj, if I'm not. For sure, Mona.
Yes.
I'm more than happy to meet all of you in person. By the way, I just to give you all a heads up, I mostly do sessions in person for doctors. Okay. And it was my team who said that, sir, why not we do online so that we can actually reach out to doctors across the country. We are now, by the way, already working with doctors out of India as well. We are working with doctors in UK as well. Maybe I'll share that later. Holiday for 10 people. It's 8:03. More than time constraints, Mona, it's more about logistics. And for me, time is not a constraint at all. You all will understand. For me, time is not a constraint. By the way, just for today, give you all a heads up. Today's session might go till 9:30, 9:45 as well. All right. How many of you have your OPD in starting at 9:30, 10? And this is the very reason we are doing this challenge. Those who missed day one, all those who missed day one, the primary purpose of this is so that we all are here for growth, right? Everyone over here is for growth. And just to do a quick recap of yesterday, yesterday we understood that how doctors really struggle with time, right? And a lot of you, even let's say Mona, let's say your PD starts at 9:30, okay? And this is what we discussed yesterday. That this is what is needed for you to take that transition to really climb up the ladder of hyperscalability. But imagine as the clock ticks towards 9:15, 9:20, you would want to be here, but your mind and heart would be like, oh my God, patients will start coming. And this one-on-one is a trap. How many of you agree? Every doctor over here, how many of you agree? This one-on-one thing where you have to show up, and without you showing up, nothing functions. Okay, I'm talking work front, right? How many of you agree that it is a trap? And all those all those who are currently, we also saw that who's in which age group, right? It is only to show that how experienced they are, and nothing like they accepting and saying that, once you touch 50, 55, you realize that, wish I had other way to function, wherein, I did not spend so much of my time on this, or rather there were various other things which you could have leveraged to grow your practice. And you almost have heard this word again and again. By the way, as we get started today, okay, I kept asking a lot about you all, right? But I didn't share anything about myself. Somebody even asked me, sir, where are you from and stuff, right? uh, shall we get started? I think it's 8:06. Okay, I mentioned that we'll not spend much time asking people who's from where and stuff. Can I quickly share my screen? And today, as we get started, can I take 10, 15 minutes to share where I'm based? Because Mona also asked where in Mumbai. So can I quickly take 10 minutes to let you all know who am I and why should you be even listening to me, right? Have I even climbed the ladder of hyperscaling? Should I? I'll just quickly share my screen. And all those, I'm seeing more people joining in. All those, everyone in the chat box, if you all can just mention whether today is your day one or today is your day two, because more people have joined in, so it just makes it easier for me to just write day one or day two. And okay, Ravindra day one, Sudha day one, Nilofa day two, Siddharth day one, Sukita day. And all those who are joining in as day one, I was asking everyone, did you forget you could not join? Just loading up my presentations. Right, everyone. Can you all see my screen? Is my screen up for all of you? Vilas, today is your day two. Okay. I seem to miss interacting with you. I don't recall. Okay. All right, everyone. Now that we are all here, before I was mentioning that that a lot of you all would be wondering that where am I joining from, and when I'm talking about the whole hyperscalability, why should you even listen to me, right? So I'll try and take 10-15 minutes to brief you all, and everyone who's joining in today as day one. Uh, and for all those who are today joining as day two, I'll just take 5 minutes to bring everyone on the same page, just so that they are able to, for everything that we continue today, so that it makes sense to them as well. Okay, I'll just take 5 minutes. Basically, everyone who's joining today as day one, all right, we by and large understood that how majority of the doctors are today struggling with their overall growth, their work-life balance, their health, and so many other things, right? And the primary reason for that is because the doctor's income is primarily based as on today only by they showing up every single day. And we also looked at that irrespective of the industry or whatever work anybody does, there are multiple levels at what you can function to earn a certain amount of income, after which each level has a cap, right? And the doctors, unfortunately, majority of the doctors are still stuck at the lowest rung of the ladder, which is the implementation stage, where your income is by and large 100% dependent on you showing up every single day. You can't afford to take a break for a day, a week, forget about a month. If you do so, we all saw that how your income literally comes to a standstill, right? And that is what we discussed, that is a very fragile state, right? Then there are three other leverages, leverage number one and three. Once you unlock each and every level has a ceiling up to which you can make money. If you want to cross that ceiling, you have to climb up the ladder and you have to unlock another leverage. That's the only way to reach at a level where you are at a hyper scalable level, right? So this is what by and large we tried to cover yesterday. And today we are actually going to see that what are the three leverages? What is the leverage that you can unlock so that you climb up the next ladder? What is the leverage number two? And what is the leverage number three that you unlock to actually get to hyperscalable? All good? Clear so far, everyone? All right. Before we move, so by and large, as we saw, the implementation level is purely your efforts. And the reason why you cannot cross a certain ceiling at implementation level, because you only have the capacity to see an X number of patients per day, per week, per month, because you only have 24 hours. It's purely dependent on your time, effort, stamina, health, period, right? That's the very reason why doctors are stuck at implementation level. Doctors, unfortunately, they are stuck at an implementation level that, in addition to those, by the way, everyone, if you can just put it in the chat box, uh, whether you have a private practice already, are you planning to, or you don't have any and you're not planning to. So I just get to know. All right. So today we are going to go through all the three leverages. Okay. And before we do that, before we actually unlock, before I actually share, as I said, I'll take about 10 minutes to really share with you that, what are the shifts that needs to be taken in order for you to climb. But who am I? Okay, that's me. My name is Azhar Ali Sayed. I think that's one thing which by and large you all be knowing. And I'm from Mumbai. And Mona, since you asked where in Mumbai, I'm based out of South Mumbai. For everyone who's familiar with Mumbai, South Mumbai is the VT Kolaba, all of that is the South Mumbai part. Anybody who's visited Mumbai, just put Mumbai in the chat box if you've ever visited Mumbai. And all those who mentioned that you want to meet me soon, more than happy to meet you all very soon. All right. And I'm the founder and CEO of Pango. what is Pango is something which I'll try and share a little in a while. And I'm a double postgraduate. I'm a postgraduate in clinical nutrition, and I'm also a postgraduate in business and technology. And Pango, by the way, is a venture of mine, uh, which it's a funded venture. Okay, we've already raised at the valuation of 100 crores. So when I talk numbers, when I talk about crores, that is where Pango is as on today, right? Just for you to have a little sense that why is this guy, who's this person to whom we should even listen to, right? That's where Pango is as on today. And I'm not restricted by time. By and large, all the layers of leverage that I'm talking about, something which I've successfully implemented, which I'm gonna outrightly share with you all. Okay. But as they say, every master was once a disaster. Y'all want to take a guess who's this person in this on the screen? Anybody wants to? Yeah, that's me. Okay. And I'll tell you what, I'm 100% sure all of you would be able to relate to this. This is something which we discussed yesterday. So okay, personally being so close in the whole health and wellness space, okay, I helping day in and day out. So this is about 2000. This is 2019, right? When I was so actively helping people with their health. Okay, I was all by myself. Okay, like everyone, purely a solopreneur, doing everything by myself. And by helping everyone day in and day out, from morning to evening to night, I didn't even realize that what I ended up doing to my health. While everyone, I asked everyone yesterday that, what's your number one priority today? Is it more income? Is it better work-life balance? Is it growth without compromising your health, or to even improve your health? Anybody who wants to put it in the chat box, please feel free to share what's your number one priority as of today. And that is the time where I realized that if this is how I function, there is no way I can continue. Even if I grow, it is going to come at a cost which I don't want to, right? That was the moment which I realized. I was so by and large what we do, okay, we help people with their personalized health transformations. That's what I used to do, which we still do, okay. But now I don't do anything, because when I reach that moment, that is the time I realize it cannot. And it so eventually happened that I kept doing, and eventually I ended up in a debt of 30 lakhs, right? And I literally felt that how is it that I even come out of this, right? Now, fast forward 2026, it's a complete different scenario, right? I am the founder and CEO of Padmo, okay? And how I did everything was because I ended up taking a lot of mentors, and who really, I'm grateful for them. I think wherever I am today, sure, I've put in the hard work and everything else. But without them, I think without my coaches, without my mentors, I wouldn't be where I am today. Now, just for you all to give you a glimpse, just for the branding of Pango, we've spent, anybody wants to take a guess that how much would we have spent just on the brand identification and the whole brand guidelines of Pango? We've spent, anybody wants to take a guess in the chat box? Anybody wants to take a guess? How much do you think you would have spent purely on the uh, brand guidelines of Pango? Anybody wants to take a guess? Come on, anything. Random. Put a random number which you think one would end up spending. No? Nobody wants to take a guess? Hello, hello, hello. Nonetheless, well, nobody puts in yet. It's 12 lakhs that we've spent just on the landing. Okay, these are the kind of people that we've helped today, and all of this, okay, all of this is something which now is completely done by my team. I do not do anything. We charge upwards of 60,000 for programs, and all of that is done by my team, right? And the reason why I even introduced Pango was because I realized that if I have to make an impact, there is only a certain amount of people I can impact if I'm doing it by myself, right? And while doing so, even if I try to grow, it comes at a massive cost of my personal health, me not being available for my friends and family. I literally remember I used to be out at restaurants with my family, with my laptop and working while I'm with them. I don't know if there's anybody of you who can relate that even if you've disconnected from your clinic, you're mentally still there. Anybody who can relate that? You are constantly there. You're not even there mentally present with your family. That was my state. And today everything is done by my team, right? And these are all the various corporates across the country that we've done various programs. I'll come to this as well. And all of this is part of the leverage. Okay, all of this nucleus office parks, just to give you all an example or a reference. Okay, I'll come to it later on as well. Okay, remind me if I miss. Nucleus office parks, we handled 1,600 people in 10 days, and I was not even in India. That's leverage. We'll come to it. All these, everything that you see over here, all of this is what we've done. This is a lot of y'all. I was mentioning that I do a lot of programs for doctors in person. If anybody is from Mumbai, these are all top doctors. Dr. Mazda Turel, spine surgeon, Dr. Pardiwala, Dr. Hani, Dr. Bhushan. Okay. So Dr. Yash, a lot of orthopedic surgeons, spine surgeons, diabetologists. Okay. Now we intend to put our brand on IPL, which is a long shot. Maybe one day we will be there for sure. That's the vision that I'm having. But we've also started sponsoring teams because that's how I want the brand to be seen by more and more people. I'm an Amazon best-selling author of these two books. Okay, you'll see a lot of celebrities and known people that I've had the pleasure to work with, guide them, and I don't know if there's any of these faces familiar. Okay, if you just Google my name, I've got more than 20 articles published in various mainstream publications, be the Times of India, the Business Standard. Okay, all mainstream publications. I run a podcast where I interview only healthcare professionals. That's Dr. Gulshan. Dr. Mazda has been on my podcast. I am already launching season 2, wherein I have lined up other doctors as well. Okay, and right now, I am on a mission to help 10,000 doctors to transform into hyperscalable doctors. And if you still don't know what is hyperscalable doctor, in one simple word, it is very simple. A hyperscalable doctor is a doctor who is beyond implementation level. Because only if you are beyond that implementation level, only when you are at the hyperscalable level, you are actually unlocking the potential to really make the money which you should be. And that too, without you actually directly being involved in day-to-day operations. And while I say that the implementation level is right at the bottom, does not mean that it is bad, does not mean that we should not do. It is just that at implementation level, you should be at a stage where you have a choice whether you want to continue that or not. That is what I mean. It's not that you stop the implementation there. Right? With me, everyone? With me? Now, before we get started, how many of you really want to become a hyper scalable doctor? Because that's the most important thing. If you do not want to become a hyper scalable doctor, I don't know if you should even continue listening to, because my objective is very simple. Everyone present in this room, I want you to become a hyperscalable doctor. Either write hyperscalable doctor or write HSD in the chat box so that I know that we are all on the same page. Come on, guys, quickly. Are you all unable to chat? What is it? Hello, hello. Are you with me, everyone? Are you with me? All right. Thank you, Anjita. Anjita, yes, right. That's right. Okay, so the chat is working. What about others? The others, should I assume that you don't want to? I'm a little confused. The others don't want to, or what is it? Hello, hello, hello. Now I get. Now I okay. Thank you, Vilas. Okay, okay, okay. Now I start. Now everything that I've achieved so far and the way I've climbed up the ladder, okay? Before I actually even tell you that what all is it, okay? The shift that needs to be taken. Let me first, do you agree that I need to first share with you that what is it that I do differently? How many of you want to know that what really needs to shift, what all needs to change? Anybody wants to take a guess? What is the first thing that needs to change if you want to become a hyperscalable doctor? By the way, those who are going to be active tomorrow, I will have a, or maybe today itself, I'll give a crazy surprise or a gift from my side. Okay, because part of part of the commitment yesterday I asked from you all was to make sure that you all are curious, open-minded, and engaged. Right, because that's when even I am able to deliver my best. All right, confidence level. Okay, Nilover says confidence level. Vila says yes. I don't know what is yes. Ishita says mindset. Okay, so Vilas, I assume that the yes is that you want to become a hyperscaler. Is my screen lagging? What do you see on the screen? Just for me to be on the same page. Can you see a text written? What did I do differently? Is that the text? Yes. Give me a thumbs up quickly. Right. So Ishita and Nilofer, the most important thing that needs to change if you really want to become the hyperscalable doctor is you. Because who is going to become the hyperscalable? You, right? So even if I show you the three levels of leverage, do you think any of that will matter if you as a person don't change? And yes, Ishita, mindset, confidence, all of that is what is you, right? You as a person, you as the whole identity. That is what needs to change. Okay. And I want to share with you that I have had the pleasure and opportunity to work with so many super successful people, like literally hyper successful people. I'll share it ahead, not just the coaches. I've had the opportunity and I'm grateful. And I have studied all of them and I have identified few traits in them which really, so it's eight, but actually there is nine. Okay. And ninth is a surprise. Let me share that traits with you. Okay. And I want you all to identify. I don't know, anybody from Mumbai, these are just few of them. Anybody who can recognize any of them? When I say, anybody recognizes who's the person on the right side? Those who are from Mumbai and Maharashtra might be easily able to guess who is. So on the left is Sir Vishwas Nagar Patil. He is the Director General of Anti-Corruption Bureau, right? And on the right is Sir Niranjan Hirani. That's his house. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to meet him at his house and go and have tea with him. Imagine a person of 76 years old, net worth of 35,000 crores. Do you agree that there would be so much to learn and grasp from him? So Vishwas Nangre Patil. These are the two people in my ecosystem whom I address as sir. Okay, I have so many other coaches and mentors, but these are the ones who are literally when I presented a copy of my book to Sir Vishwas Nangre Patil, and I told him that this is the second one. He's like only two other, and he himself has authored five books, right? And I'll share so many things about Sir Niranjan Hirani. Why I'm sharing this is that all the things that I'm going to share ahead is what I've picked from all these people. Okay. And the number one, okay, let's start with this. And I want everyone to be with me. This is the most crucial thing. If you don't change yourself, nothing changes. Everything is external. The first thing that needs to change is you. Okay. And all the traits that I'm sharing, okay, the chances are all these traits are already there in you, or maybe not there, or maybe not at a level that you want, or what it is needed to really unlock that level. But what I want you all to do is that, by the way, I told everyone yesterday that today try and make sure that you have a pen and a paper and a notebook. How many of you are today actually with a pen and a notebook? Because today there is a lot that you would benefit if you take notes of. Okay. So the first and foremost is the vision. They are so clear with their vision and they do not play small. They do not have a vision which is something which you all remember yesterday I told you all that your goals. I think Dr. Shubham, you had mentioned a goal. By the way, everyone who's here on day one, who's today joining as day one, I actually made everyone write a number that they all want to achieve in the next 12 months. Okay, and I made everyone write a number which they want to achieve yearly 3 years down the line, right? And Shubham, this is the reason why I was saying your 1 year target should be something, yes, close to realistic, but I gave you that number as well. But your target, your vision for the next 3 years and next 5 years and next 10 years is something which you should very clearly. Now, when I'm asking you all to, why I'm again and again saying that this is where you all have to reach, when I'm telling you all that hyperscalable level is what you all have to reach, I am trying to do my part to give you all that vision that you all can continue to make tremendous growth, have crazy work-life balance, have the best of the health of yourself without worrying about your financial. And Dr. Nevelofer, you mentioned about financial growth, right? And I said that I'll take some time tomorrow if I get to discuss what actually is financial growth. Anybody wants to? People do talk about financial freedom. We talked about financial freedom, right? What's your understanding of financial freedom? Everyone, what do you? I will give you all a very simple definition of financial freedom. What what is anybody wants to even? You all can even unmute and share. What do you mean by financial freedom? People say, right, financial freedom. What is financial freedom? There was a reason why I made you all to write a number. And if there is anybody who wants financial freedom, okay, I can help you with a number for that as well. How many of you would want a number? How many of you would want a number which I should help you with for yourself individually? And that would be the number for your financial freedom. Do you want me to help you with that? Hello, hello, hello. All right. Ashok says yes. Ashok आपको अलग से help करता हूँ बाकी को नहीं चाहिए I think. Okay. Nilofer also says yes. चलो दो जन के लिए एक साथ में कर देते हैं. By the way, every one of you, are you all okay if I use a few words in Hindi? Are you all okay if there is a few Hindi words here and there? I'm trying to see that it's 100% English. That's what by default. But being in Mumbai, by and large, there are times when we end up throwing a few words in Hindi. Financial freedom is very simple. I want you all can take the time later on during the day to do this activity, okay, by itself. Identify a life for you, okay? Identify a life for you, the amount that you need to live a life, okay? And I don't want that to be compromised. Sit that if I want to live a life where I can do this, okay? It could be X number of holidays, it could be buying X items, Y items, Z items, doing this, that. Identify, see yourself in a life that this is the life I want to live. And if this is the life that I want to live, where I can buy this, I can do these many number of trips internationally, I can do these many number of trips within the country, I can do X amount of charity per month. Write down everything. That's the life that you wish to live. That's the life that you want to. Then identify the amount that you need for that. Now, the amount that you need for that to live a life like that, if you are able to get that earnings without you working a single day, that's the amount that you need for financial freedom. In a simple word, that is the amount coming through passive income. That's in plain, simple, actual meaning of financial freedom. Wherein you have a certain way of life that you wish to live, you know that the amount that is needed for that, and that amount comes purely through leverage without you working. That's financial freedom. You can take today's time to really go through that. Making sense? Am I able to give you all a little clarity? Am I able to give you all a little clarity? That's how everything. The moment everything is quantified, I'm saying the vision has to be clear and the vision has to be big. That's the first thing. And again, everyone, whoever said mindset, yes, this is about mindset. If you cannot reach, if you don't know where you have to reach, if you do not aim at something big in your mind, how can you possibly even actually reach there? Right? Number two, they play at 100%. Doesn't matter what they do. Just to give you an example of this, how I have learned, and all of this comes with practice. I'm not saying that all of this will come instantly, but there are few things which can come instantly. Just to give you all a perspective. Today, can anybody take a guess what fragrance am I wearing? Can anybody take a guess what fragrance am I wearing today? Hello, hello, hello. Can you smell? Can you smell? Can you smell the fragrance that I'm wearing? Let me put it that way. How many of you can smell the fragrance that I'm wearing today? Come on, everyone. Ashok, you cannot smell the fragrance that I'm wearing. How about others? Can you all smell the fragrance that I'm wearing? Hello, hello, hello. No, right? But I'm still wearing a fragrance. I'm still wearing a fragrance. Why? Because it's not just about work, it's about whatever you do. You bring your best foot forward. I am sitting on this session where we are not meeting in person. I've still taken a shower. Okay. I'm still wearing a fragrance and I'm still making sure that I am 100% here. When I everything that I teach you all, don't you agree that I have to first make sure that I am there or not? If I am not playing at 100%, how can I teach you and guide anybody else to play at 100%? And I've seen that. I'll just give you an example of Sir Niranjan Iranda. When I gave him the copy of my book, after every chapter he finished, he messaged me, Azhar, chapter 1 finished. Can you imagine? I was like, this person, he took out time to read, and after every chapter he finished, he's messaging me and he's also asking me that, Azhar, in the next book, do this also. Now, that is something which shows that, they are whatever they are doing at that moment, it is at 100%. So that has to be the play. Third is they do not hesitate to take risks. They know the way to take calculated risks, right? And something which I've learned from them. How many of you would like to know how to really approach risk, whether to take, not to take? You all want me to teach you that what did I learn from them? That when it comes to taking risk, how should you approach? How many of you, tell me honestly, how many of you agree that there were a lot of times you did not take a decision because you were hesitant to take a risk? It could be anything, be it with your practice or anything. How many of you agree that? I also have. We all have. It's not that, but we learn. But do you agree that there were times which you today feel I should have taken that bet? How many of you feel that there were instances, there were instances where you must have thought that at that time I shouldn't have played safe. I could have taken that risk. Kya hi ho jata? This is their mindset, that when they're looking at risk, they very clearly try to see both the things. Okay, if I take the risk, what is the worst that can happen? And if this clicks, what is the outcome that can come? That is the way to look at it. Whenever there is an opportunity, whenever you think of taking a risk, whether there is a decision to be made, whether yes, no, okay, you should always think, what is the worst that could happen, right? And if this clicks, how to what level this can be. That is how you will understand. That is where you will feel that, okay, fine, it's a night also. This is the worst that can happen, right? Let me go for it. That is how they approach risk, right? Then fourth, speed over perfection. Like I think in today's time, it all the more makes sense. A lot of people, okay, a lot of people, they just think that they have time. These people, the hyper successful people, they value time over everything else. The most precious commodity that we have is time. But unfortunately, everyone else thinks that it's money. Money can be made. There is abundant money. There is abundant money out there. Is there anybody who can guarantee abundant time? Nobody. Time is the most precious. They guard their time like nobody's business. They are like, what can they do to do everything faster and faster and faster and faster and faster? What can I do if this is something which will take a year? What can I do to do this in one? That's how they think. They don't wait. And I know that, when it comes to our field, perfection is important. But perfection is important when there is about a patient and when we are dealing with a patient, because we know that a lot of times it could be life and death. There won't be second chance. There we have to be perfect. But when we are talking about business, we get multiple chances. What happens if it was not perfect? No problem. You again get a chance. You again get a chance. So in your practice, yes, we need to be perfect because it is life and death. And there may not be multiple chances, multiple attempts. Right? So there, absolutely. But unfortunately, doctors try and replicate that perfectionism in everything else. Nilofer, you mentioned about yesterday that you want to go on social media, right? And you still don't. How many of you agree that a lot of you, I'm just taking Nilofer's example because she mentioned, I'm giving a very trivial example. How many of you are not putting any content on social media because you fear that it is not perfect and not the best? सबसे बेस्ट वाला ही डालना है. How many of you, tell me? I've been there. How many of you have felt that I did not do this because best version नहीं था, perfect version नहीं था? Speed, put it out there. We do not have to wait for the perfect time. There is never perfect time. I'll give you a very simple example. A lot of people who used to come to us, okay, for their health goals, and they are like, they wait for the perfect time. I will do it then. तभी करेंगे. नहीं, perfect time कभी नहीं आएगा. Life will never give you the opportunity to have a perfect time. Life will always be random. You have to focus on speed. You know, this is one of my favorite traits that I've seen and I've embodied from them. And I think that this is one thing which I can see in all of you. But if today, on a weekend, 8 o'clock in the morning, if you are on a session, that just shows that you are even at this stage of your life. Like, doctors have learned so much, right? And after that, also, if you're here, that shows that you are a passionate learner. And I've learned from that the moment you cease to learn is the moment you cease to grow. Period. Period. Whoever I am today, okay, is because of everything that I've learned from my coaches and mentors. And even today, if there is one thing I make sure is that every week there is something that I'm actually having a target to learn. That what new am I learning? And at this stage, where there is so many things getting involved, don't you agree that we cannot be left behind if we don't make sure that we constantly try and make sure? I think one thing, this is there in doctors, that whether there's a conference or something or the other, they always make sure that they keep upgrading themselves. I think this is one thing that you all by and large would be uh, almost 10 on 10, I would say. I'm assuming. I hope that I'm right. Okay. Number 6, they are always ready for opportunities and they are quick to adapt. And those who have you see examples of companies who are the leaders in the industry, they are gone, vanished, because they did not adapt to what was the situation. How many of you once upon a time used a mobile phone called Nokia? Number 5 was Dr. Shubham, passionate learners. The hyper successful people, they are passionate learners. They just, and that's what I was saying, that all of you, if you all are here 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, that shows that you all are okay. Next, number 6 is ready for opportunity and quick adapting. How many of you once upon a time used a mobile phone called Nokia? Hello, hello, hello. How many of you? Did anybody remember using a mobile phone called Nokia? They were the number one. They were the market leaders. They were the market leaders. They failed to adapt. They failed to see the change. Right? How many of you used BlackBerry? BlackBerry and BlackBerry Messenger. Right? Where is it? The company is gone. Right? But something very interesting is what you all should understand, that while BlackBerry is today out of business in that industry, they've adapted to something else because they saw opportunity in something else. So BlackBerry, while in the mobile space, they have gone. So they could not have one thing, but they still looked at. So they are now very big in cybersecurity. So they have completely moved from B2C to B2B. Kodak. When it comes to photography, what brand, what company came to our mind? Kodak. Kodak. Where is Kodak? Gone. Right. So the best of the best also can become complacent and not really adapt to what's really the shift happening. And if you do not, if you don't keep your eyes and ears open to see what's happening around, if you're not adapting, you're gone. That's how important it is. Number 7, they are quick decision makers. Now, this I'm talking about somebody who has made up their mind that they want to do. But आज करेंगे, शाम को करेंगे, कल करेंगे, मंडे से करेंगे. They only delay for absolute no rhyme and reason. They do not even have a legit reason to delay, but they are just by default, the trait is to hold and wait to take that decision, to actually get the ball rolling. They've made up the mind they want to do. They want to do it, whatever it could be, but they wait. Right? And then number 8, they are great marketers and sellers. Now, this is something which I feel. How many of you as doctors all feel hesitant to market yourself, and you all feel that if you're trying to suggest something, the patient will feel that you are trying to market and sell. This I feel is a trait where doctors might be feeling really uncomfortable. How many of you all feel that? That if I put on social media, people will think Neelaf are very hesitant. Okay, everyone, I want to know from you. Am I right with my understanding when I said that doctors are very good at learning perpetually? Okay, so that trait is there. But when it comes to great marketers and selling, Nilesh, you said no, very good. So you're not hesitant, super. Ashok is also not hesitant, super. I'll tell you something, okay? For everyone who said that you're hesitant, what do we mean? I'll tell you one thing, okay? One This one mindset shift should be good enough for you to take this out from your mind. How many of you want me to take a couple of minutes to take this out of your mind completely? Would that help? Can I take 2 minutes to help you all completely take this out from your mind? Because this is very, very important. This is very important. Yes. How many of you now? This is where I want you all to be active. Okay. You can either unmute, either you can put it in the chat box. I want you all to be very active. Okay. How many of you agree that what you do, okay, is super helpful for the patients? How many of you agree that what you do really changes the life of people? Right? Only if you agree. Give me a yes, give me an agree if you really think that I help people change their life. Do you agree? Okay. Tell me one thing. if you agree that you have the power of helping people change their life, okay, tell me, this is my next question. Do you agree that it is your responsibility to help people get better? Do you agree that it is your responsibility to help people get better? Yes. If this is your responsibility, then this is exactly what you're supposed to do. How can you not let people know that this is what you are good at and this is what you can help them with and this is how you can help them change their life? The moment you take that you are marketing because you want to help more people. Why am I doing this session? Because I am 100% sure in my mind that I want to help 10,000 doctors. Simple. Because I know that if they reach hyperscalable levels, by the way, for doctors, do you know the kind of blessings we get from patients? I'm sure we all have had so many instances where the patients have literally messaged us, which makes us cry. I am 100% sure that you all have been through that. Now, while talking that, I can think of instances which makes my eyes wet. Imagine that we have the opportunity to have that kind of impact in so many people's lives. How can we not talk about that? How can we not talk about that? While on the other hand, tell me honestly, okay, does McDonald's help people get better? If somebody eats a McDonald's burger, will their life get better health wise? Hello, hello, hello. Yes, no, yes, no. Right? So the ones who knows that they are literally damaging the life of people, if they are not hesitant to market, right? And in the age today, when they are so aggressively going out there and pumping so much money to market, it is your moral responsibility to market yourself all the more, to educate people all the more, so that they stay away from them. The moment you have this in your mind, that it is your moral responsibility, for others maybe not, for somebody selling a chair for a, you know you can see me in full. Okay, can you see me now full? Now how can we not stop them? Thank you, Shubham. Thank you, Shubham. uh, I told you, I play at 100%. That's how I am, and that's how I want you all to be. Okay, but I appreciate you, Shubham. I appreciate. And I meet so many people, if out of everything, even if this one thought, let's say in the whole 3 day thing, even if there is one thing that shifts you mentally, and that would be this one thing, that it is your moral responsibility. Somebody selling a mobile phone, somebody selling a stand, or whatever product that you see, nothing, life doesn't change. But when we go out there, we are literally shaping. By the way, do we all know where the health statistics of our country is? If at all there is anybody, okay, if there is anybody who thinks that it is not the time, let me give you perspective. I'm sure you all would know. We are now the diabetic capital of the world. Okay, we are now the diabetic capital of the world. We've already crossed over our 100 million. If you look at pre-diabetics, we are over 250 people who are pre-diabetic. Okay, 80% of the population have something or the other wrong with their lipids. We talk about obesity, we are already ranking number 2. And all the pediatrics per year, childhood obesity, we are ranking number 2 in the world, only after China. Right? Gynax, PCOD, PCOS, you see, every other woman is struggling with that. It is our moral responsibility to help them. How can we change the whole landscape of the health status of our country? When we know that all the ones who are damaging the health of the population are so aggressively pumping money. Am I making sense? Is this giving you a little nudge in your mind that I know that ऐसा नहीं होगा कि कल से आप लोग कर लोगे. These are traits which are built over time with practice. These are traits which are built over time with practice. All right, let me share my screen again. The last one is something, the last one वो 8 में नहीं था, because the last one is my own thing which I have created seeing all of them. Okay, they don't hesitate. They don't hesitate to copy. वो जो भी अच्छा दिखा लगता है ये काम का है, कॉपी करो. We are somehow conditioned since childhood. Copying is not good. Since childhood, we have been conditioned that copying is not. We should not copy. अरे उसने ऐसा किया ना, मैं ऐसा करूंगा तो लोग बोलेंगे यार इसकी कॉपी करो. If something, if there is something that works, just go out there and copy. When Apple launched a phone without keypad, every other company, fatafat, they copied it, right? And the ones did not copy, where are they? Everyone who made full touchscreen phones, they're relevant in the market. All those who did not, they're out. If you love my energy, just copy it. Everything that you see, I try to copy so many of my coaches in various. Just copy what you see, it's working. Just copy. That's the fastest way to save your time. That's the best way to save your time. Don't hesitate to copy. If you see that there is something which is working with somebody, just go out there and copy. All right. Now I want you all to do, see, this is a challenge, right? I want you all to do an exercise with me right now. Okay. Everyone ready with the notepad? Anybody wants to recap? Anybody wants to recap? Let's quickly recap. Hello, hello, hello. I want you all to do an activity today. Please write down all the traits. Okay. Write down all the traits. Exactly. Just buy it and use it. Why reinvent the wheel? Why say that everyone is using a round tire, I will go and make a square tire? Why? Right? Everyone, I am putting this recap if at all there is anybody who missed. These are the 9. Here's what I want you all to do. Okay? Either write down over here if you have a notepad and a pen. If not, what I want you to do is on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you all to rank yourself for each of the traits. Okay, where do you stand? For vision, bigger and clear, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? This will show you that where do you need to get better. This will actually show you where you stand. Does that make sense? Do you think this is an helpful activity? Hello, hello, hello.
Good morning.
All right, 100%. Okay. Okay. Can you all take 2 minutes to quickly get this activity done? Don't think much. Just write down. Let's say if you don't have time, what you can do is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just give yourself a rating. Okay, just give yourself a rating. It's 8:58. Take 2 minutes. Okay, and just see where you are. Okay, Ashok, you will have to do it one-on-one for vision number 1, vision number 2, not total. Not like that. What I mean is that on a scale of 1 to 10, for trait number 1, where do you stand? For trait number 2, where do you stand? You don't have to put it in the chat box. You can't. You have to take a note separately, or you have to write it down. That on a scale of 1 to 10, for trait number 1, where do you stand? Okay. For trait number 2, where do you stand? For trait number 3, risk taking, where do you stand? For trait number 4, speed over perfection, where do you stand? For trait number 5, passionate learner, where do you stand? That way, for each of the trait, you have to rate yourself out of 10. Okay, and it doesn't matter where you are. I had a lot to work on this, but this is something which will help you for not just this, for everything that you do in life. With me, everyone. Okay, you have 1 more minute. Take 1 more minute. Take 1 more minute. We now move to the Ashok. Fantastic, man. Fantastic, Ashok. Super. He's literally put all of this over here. Fantastic, Ashok. 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. I love interesting. Ashok, I love the way you've done it and how you've openly shared it with everyone. Everyone, guys, it's free. You all are free to share it with everyone over here if you wish to. Okay, all set. Okay, let's go. Do you all need more time? Should I continue? Should I wait for a couple of minutes? Is there anybody who's still doing the activity? Because let me know. Or do you want to do it later? I see Nilofer still typing in. Okay, if everyone is done, can you give me done in the chat box? Okay, please, everyone, so that I know that we are good to move to the next. Do you need more time? Done? Okay. Okay. Madhurima done. Ashok done. Okay, everyone, if you all can please give me what I will do. I will share the screenshot of the trades in the WhatsApp group later on, so that if at all those who did not end up taking notes, I will share the trades in the WhatsApp group. I will ask the team to share it so that you can take time later on to do that. But do this activity. I'm telling you that you will have a lot of clarity on where you stand. There's somebody who's on unmuted. Let me just mute that person. Everyone done? Hitesh and Nilofer, you all are still typing in. Done? Okay, chalo. Nilofer done. Hitesh done. Everyone done? Can I move to the next one? Um, uh, is my screen back on the display? Can you see my screen again? Is it there? Hello, hello. Can I get a quick yes? Okay. Now let's start unlocking step one, step two, and step three. Excited? Excited? Enjoying so far? more than enjoying, finding it valuable? Was it worthwhile? Was it worthwhile Saturday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning? And all those who missed yesterday, I could only give a summary of yesterday in 5-10 minutes. But do you all agree, everyone, on day two, that day two is far, far enlightening than day one, and day three is going to be mad? Those who are in Bombay would want to come and meet me. I know, and I of course want to meet you all soon, maybe. So implementation level, as we know, was purely about your efforts, right? Everything that you do is going to reflect on your income, right? Leverage number one is plain and simple hired efforts. Now, you are not dependent on making money by you actually doing the physical work. Okay. Now you are also opening up a window where now you can make money through hired efforts. Now, with hired efforts, okay, I do not only mean by there are layers to this. Okay, there are layers to this. And in leverage number two, also you will see there are multiple layers. What do I mean by that? How many of you have your own clinic? How many of you have your own clinic? Hello, hello, hello. How many of you have your own private practice, private clinic? Okay, yes, 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 right. Now, the highest level, so in leverage number one also, okay, in leverage number one also at hired effort, I'm sure that you all must be having some team members in your clinic who helps you with certain tasks, right? But at higher level, what we are talking about, the ultimate level of hired effort is where you actually hire people who do exactly what you're doing. So if you are a surgeon, if somebody else nursing staff only, and that's what, majority of them, it's about you hiring people who actually do what you are supposed to do. Right now, a lot of you might be having a little bit of leverage one covered, wherein you have nursing staff, receptionist, admin team, which also does help you bind or saving a lot of your time, which could have gone doing those stuff. So you did unlock a little bit of leverage there. But an actual leverage would be where I said that whenever somebody comes to me for programs, my team does it. The actual delivery of the thing is done by my team, right? If it's like you having another doctor who is working for you, who works but you get paid. This is leverage number one, where you actually hire a team who is capable and efficient and effective enough to do exactly, basically hiring your clones. Okay, hiring your efforts which you could do. Now, I'm sure that it might be coming in your mind that as doctors, is it even possible? Yes, it is possible. You would be thinking that how can I leverage hired effort, and how can somebody else perform a surgery or a procedure on my behalf and I get paid? It's possible. It's possible. Okay. That's leverage number one. Anybody has any doubts? Are you clear? What do we mean by leverage number one? Hello, hello, hello. Give me a heads up. Give me a heads up. It's 9:08. I want to try and wrap it by 9:30. So give me a heads up, please. Clear with leverage number one. Okay, clear with leverage number one, right? That you have to. Oh man, Shubham, I'll tell you. Let me give you an example. Now that you've put that, okay. When I was about to hire my when I was about to hire my first team member, and everyone thinks of that, and that if I hire, they will start taking the patients directly, or वो direct हो जाएंगे, and I will lose the patient. That fear, that risk. Okay, glad that you shared that, Dr. Shu. It never happens, because when you are hiring that hired efforts, okay, You have already, see, you have to understand, your implementation has already built enough respect for your clinic, right? It's not that on day one you are straight away doing and leveraging leverage number one. So take that fear out. Take that fear out, because the person whom you are hiring needs sustainability. At least something that they they are the ones who do not want, they वो उनके अंदर वो trait ही नहीं है. You have to understand that they are taking up the job because उनके अंदर वो trait ही नहीं है risk लेने वाली. You have the trait of having the risk of setting up your own clinic. The trait is missing in the person that you've hired. तो वो आपको कभी होना ही नहीं चाहिए. You should never worry that they will. No, उनमें वो trait ही नहीं है. उनको वही चाहिए कि यार हम आएंगे, इतना इतना टाइम काम करेंगे. ओके, फंडामेंटली उनके माइंड में ही नहीं है हाइपर स्केलेबल डॉक्टर बनना. That's why I asked you all, right, how many of you want to? Because if you don't want to, you will not become. You only go where you intend to go, where you wish to go. Right? And I'll tell you, Dr. Shubham, that how you can actually make them do what they don't want to. You can actually give them that, yes, le lo, tum hi le lo patient. I'll share with you when you come there. So level, as we go step by step, Dr. Shubham, you'll start getting clarity. So leverage number one is hired efforts, where now at leverage number one, you are sustainable. Even if you don't show up, there is somebody to continue the practice. There is somebody to continue the practice. And if at all you want to take an example of hired efforts, okay, now this will blow your mind. This will blow your mind. How many of you, maybe once upon a time, or maybe even today, which I am 100% sure that a doctor who works in an hospital and who does the OPD in the hospital, but who is the owner? Who makes the money? Is the hospital owner even worried that ये doctor patient को अपने इसमें direct बुला लेगा? Literally, doctors get paid a salary to work in a hospital, which is a simple example of hired effort. Making sense? Did the hospital think that ये doctor ले जाएगा, patient को अपने clinic में बुला लेगा? Do you know that the patients still go to hospitals for the OPD? There are doctors who go to hospital for their OPD. Hello. Is the hospital even worried? He will start his own thing. Of course, he knows he will one day, but today he is not ready because वो mindset उसका है ही नहीं risk taking का. He wants to just take a job. He knows by the time the time comes, वो time spend कर चुका होगा जब तक मुझे कोई दूसरा डॉक्टर मिल जाएगा. We know, right, that there are so many getting passed every year. Hello. Making sense? If there was anybody who is still afraid of hired, you don't have to. You don't have to. And you are seeing that happening every day. I have a massive team. Not even once I ever worried. And I'm so grateful they genuinely did not do anything because they know they cannot. Right? Now, leverage number two, if at all anybody even had the doubt. Okay. Leverage number two is what will again now make sense. Leverage number two is borrowed system and authority. Okay. What do I mean by that? At leverage number two, you are not just leveraging somebody else's effort. You are now leveraging somebody else's systems and authority. Now you are leveraging somebody else's systems and authority. You are completely leveraging somebody else's processes. You are completely leveraging somebody else's programs. Okay. Now, for example, now this is something which a lot of doctors still do. but they don't do it in a manner it should be done. Okay, with all due respect, okay, we know a lot of doctors do refer to somebody else. This is a practice we all know that happens, right? Now imagine when a company, when a business is leveraging doctors, how do they do? You know, toothpaste. How many of you have seen a toothpaste? The first thing that they do, trusted by doctors. What did they do? They borrowed a doctor's authority to leverage. Trusted by this, trusted by that. What is that? That is leverage. Trusted by 100 doctors, trusted by doctors across the country. What is that? The product is taking leverage of the doctor. Making sense? Making sense? When Whenever you have the opportunity to plug and play somebody else's system, somebody else's authority in your setup, is again a way to leverage exponentially. Basically, leverage number two is where you start making money from the same patient. Leverage number two is where you start making more money from the same patient. With me, making sense? Are you getting any doubts? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Making sense? Hello, hello, hello. Are you all getting what I'm trying to say? So leverage number two is where you completely plug and play somebody else's program, somebody else's system. You take advantage, you borrow somebody else's authority. Okay. This is where you automatically, this is very, very simple example, Nilofer. Let's say what a general physician does. Okay, a general physician wants to, it's just that it is tagged as commission, but a lot of physicians, they refer a patient to another doctor, right? Did the general physician do anything to that patient? For, let's say, a general physician refers you, okay, for example, this is very common that this does happen, right? It's just that the way it is done needs to get better. So when a patient is referred to a doctor, okay, by another doctor, so Dr. A refers the patient to Dr. B. Dr. B does everything, but still a certain share is given to Dr. A. Very clear example, very simple example. But there is a better way to do this. There's a better way to do this. Hello, hello, hello. Did you get an idea? Did you get an idea of borrowed system and authority? So Dr. B was recommended by Dr. A. Hello. Nilofa, did you get? Uh, okay. What I'll do, Nilofer, in tomorrow's, okay. Go ahead, Nilofer. You're a surgeon, correct? Go ahead, Nilofer. You're a surgeon. So what? Exactly. So when you need referrals, whom do you get referrals from? Whom do you get referrals from? Hello, hello, hello. Physicians, correct? Do you end up sharing any amount to the physician if you are referred by the physician? Let's say if a physician referred, sometimes, correct? Now, when you shared that with the physician, what did the physician do? The physician took the leverage of your authority and your expertise. Is he a Surgeon? No. Did he perform the surgery? No. Did he do anything? No. But sometimes whenever you passed that, how did he make money? Same with you, Ashok. Maybe you never shared, but you know that there are others who do share, right? There are others who do share. What did the physician do? Vasudha, did you now understand? That is that is leverage. That is leverage. Okay. It is a complete different conversation that we can have, whether it is good, bad, ugly. Yes, no, it's different. But first you need to understand that the physician made money purely out of leverage. The surgeon did everything, everything was done by surgeon. The credibility was of the surgeon, that he is a good surgeon, best surgeon, do that. Now you're getting, that is leverage. That is leverage where the income is gathered, because you see, you unlock another ceiling where now, does he have a limit? Does he have the limit? Now he can unlock multiple such leverages. नीलेश, I will come to that. पहले समझ तो लो क्या करना है, हम हाउ पे भी आएंगे. But first I'm trying to make you all understand कि क्या करना है, हाउ पे आएंगे. But today is what it is. Today I'm showing you what needs to be done. Am I clear? Are you clear before? Because I want you to be very clear so that we move to the next one. Clear? Nilofer, Ashok, everyone who said no, are you now understanding? Clear? Right? This is leverage number 2. This is leverage number 2. Where you did not do anything. Okay, now how you keep doing it is something which will come to that. But this is what you need to understand. This is borrowed system and authority. Right? This is scalable. This is scalable. You can unlock multiple, you can create multiple such leverages. You can create multiple such things. Okay. This is where you own the system and the authority. Okay. This is ultimate leverage. Now, this is where, for example, okay, when we talk about own system and leverage, when you own the system and leverage, this is when you can pass on your systems and your authority and make money. It's like when, let's say, Shah Rukh Khan, okay, is an actor. So technically, if you see, Shah Rukh Khan is doing the work, but the producer makes the money, or an actor. But when, or let me give you an example of an actor. And when an actor works, the actor is actually working, right? But the producer makes the money. But when that actor is Shah Rukh Khan, who's built his own authority, his own system, right? Now he commands how to leverage the producer. Once you start becoming a brand, once you start becoming an authority, okay, there are various ways how you will start unlocking a leverage which is exponential. Now, Dr. Shubham, you said that what if you hired somebody? Okay, let me give you a very simple example of this. Very simple example. Let's say, Shubham, you hired, and now you are saying that you are scared that what if they take their own? This is what I was telling you. Now, if you have your own system, your own authority, this is where you can actually start creating your chain, and you can tell that doctor that, okay, take my name, use my name, but now you make money. Give me a little of that. Give me a little of that. In your name, you create the clinic and give that to your doctor who was working with you. That now I am creating, use my system, use everything, use my name, use my authority, use everything. You only keep the patient, you only make the money. I will take little. Now, this is where you are the authority, you own the system which is given to somebody else. With me, making sense? Are you getting it? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Yes, that's how you exponentially then become. Now is the time you don't have to work. Now tell me, I have a very important question. Now I have a very important question. Okay. Out of the 4 stages, okay, leverage one, implementation, leverage one, leverage two, leverage three. Which one do you think you should have in your practice? Which one do you think you should be making money through which? You should be making money through, your goal should be making money through implementation or leverage one or leverage three or leverage two. Everyone, guys, everyone, come on, doctors, everyone. You will be surprised with the answer. You will be surprised with the answer. The answer is you have to make money from all. You should all leverage plus implementation. Why would you discontinue doing surgeries by yourself, Nilofer? It's just that you can now reduce the number of surgeries. Let me give you an example of leverage number 3. Very simple, Nilofer. Every doctor, okay, let me give you an example of leverage number 3, because people don't understand growth. People think of growth only in terms of no more patients. That is one thing you have to take it away from your mind. Growth does not only mean more patients. Growth also means when you have unlocked leverage number 3, when you are an authority and you have your own systems. Nilofer and all the surgeons, do you want to give me an example of how much do you charge for a consultation or how much do you charge for a surgery? Come on, everyone, in the chat box. How much do you charge for a consultation or how much do you charge for a surgery? I will give you an example. So my first thing is that you have to take advantage of all. Your money in your bucket should be coming from implementation also. It should be coming from leverage 1 also. It should be coming from leverage 2 also. It should be coming from leverage 3 also. All of this combined is where you are unstoppable. Okay. Now let me give you an example of leverage number 3. Okay. Where you still continue to make money from leverage number 1. The moment you become an authority, give me any example. Nilofer, give me any surgery, any example, anyone. I will give you. Let's say if somebody comes to you for a delivery, example, or any, just give me how Ashok said 10,000. Now your consultation from 500, if it has to go to 2,000, it will only become when you have leverage number 3 is unlocked, because now you are an authority. Do you agree, Ashok and Nilofer? Okay, do you agree that there are people who are doing the exact surgery but charging 2 times more than what you charge? They are charging 3 times more than what you charge. They are at least charging double than what you charge, right? Because there is a right. How do you unlock that? Your implementation, your effort, you are getting paid more for your implementation when your leverage 3 is also unlocked. So don't keep this in your mind that you only have to do leverage 3. Leverage 2 also continues, leverage 3 also continues, and implementation level also continues. It is only a matter of, the difference would be that when you have unlocked all 3, it is up to you to decide whether you want to continue implementation or you do not. And if you want to continue, how much. So now your implementation is in your control. You can now decide, boss, I will only work these many days in a week. I will only work these many hours. Now it's your wish whether you wish to work more or less. That's you can only have that when leverage 3 is unlocked. You can only do that when leverage 3 is unlocked. So never be in that impression that if till the time you are healthy, till the time you have the capacity to work, you can still show up, right? It's just that now your income is not purely dependent on implementation level. Now you have the control. When do you want implementation to contribute? When do you don't want it to contribute? And you are okay even if it does not. Let me give you a very simple example. How many of you know that there are people who give diet programs and transformation programs? That's what we do at Tango. We do complete health transformation program. Anybody wants to take a guess that How much people? How much do people pay for a diet program? Anybody wants to take a? You all must have either taken or suggested or would know, right? How much would somebody pay? 5K to 50K. Okay, and anybody else as well? So this 5K to 50K is for let me make it more clear. Let's say for a 3 months program. Let's say for a 3 months program. Somebody wants to enroll for a okay. Now Nilofer, what is the difference between 10K and 1.5 lakhs? And Madhurima, what is the difference between 5K and 50K? Because they have leveraged, 3 is also unlocked. Now let me, that's authority. Online, acha, okay, if it is online, now let me show you something, okay? Yeah, my screen is visible, right? You all can see my screen. Yeah. We- Let me show you something. You all can, can you see my tab? Is my screen visible, everyone? Hello? Yes, visible? I'll show you a very simple example of multiple leverages that I've created. Okay. I want this to be done for all of you. Okay. If you just go here, okay, you see this Pango, that's our website, right? Now, now these are the programs that we have. You see, quarterly, half yearly, yearly, right? And it changes. What do you see the difference between bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond? Is do you think the outcome will be different for the patient? No, right? But if they want to interact with me, they have to enroll for platinum. If they enroll for bronze, silver, gold, the team takes care of everything. So for platinum and diamond, I am there. I am still there at the implementation level. But then I decide what is the amount I want to charge when I am involved in implementation. Because now I know that if I have to involve, this is the price that it will come with. If not, you are concerned about the output. Don't worry. My team is pretty equipped. You have all the 3 options. You see, this is what I just shared. I just gave you all an example of multiple leverages. With me, everyone. With me, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So don't think that you have to stop any of the three, any of the four. Everything should continue. It's just that you now are in a better control. Okay, right? Unfortunately, the doctors who do not. So this is how it looks. Implementation is not scalable because you only know you have limited time. So if you want to grow amount income from implementation also, then you have to have ways to get more getting paid, right? So pure implementation is not scalable. Leverage one, the higher effort is still sustainable because now you don't have to worry. There is somebody to take care of it. But now the scalability is at leverage two, where now you have borrowed systems and authority, you can further scale. The moment you unlock leverage three, Vasudha, the next slides are very important. You should. The next slides are very important. This is exactly what the next slides is about. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so leverage is not just about more patients. It's about more value per patient. It is about hyper growth per hour. It is less dependent on implementation based. Clear, everyone? Am I now at least able to give you all a good understanding of what is leverage, what I have been talking since yesterday and the whole, at least today you have clarity about what is leverage. So far all clear? I will come to that, Vasudha. Okay, so far clear, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Clear? Everyone, give me a quick clear yes with me, everyone. Okay, because it's already 9:34. Okay. Now, this is what a lot of doctors still believe. The mindset. Vasudha, I know that this is what will come to a lot of doctors. You said that in small setups, it is a bit difficult, right? I will show you that it's it is just what is in your mind. A lot of doctors would still be in that mindset that, but हमेशा तो ऐसे ही चलते आया है. This is how it has worked, but they don't see what's evolving and how it's changing. A lot of doctor will still be in the mindset. Yes, but need indeed. That's what I'm saying, Nilofer. All of this, there is a mindset of only looking at problems, or there is a mindset of only looking at opportunities. Once you look at opportunity, then your mind will be thinking about how. There are only two thoughts that you can have: how and how not, why and why not. Right? The decisions that we make is only two-sided: why to, why not to, how not to. Right? I am here to actually show you how to. And tomorrow the whole day will be about, tomorrow I will actually, irrespective. Okay, by the way, all those who missed day one and all those who are here, tomorrow I will actually show you that how you can add up to 25 lakhs to 50 lakhs purely out of leverage in the next year, irrespective of how big or small your setup is. Irrespective of how big or small your setup is. How many of you would be excited for that? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. A lot of people are still in this mindset that we just need more patients. And a lot of doctors are still in that कि हम तो word of mouth से ही चलते हैं. A lot of doctors are still in that zone that word of mouth is what will work. That is how it has always worked. There, the times have changed. The whole thing has evolved, and doctors have already started to evolve. So doctors who have leverage, they will experience exponential growth. They will end up with less burnout. Okay, they eventually build a stronger authority. Most importantly, they have control over their time, and that is what reflects on the quality of their work-life balance. Correct. So it's not about where you are today. It's about how you can climb all the ladders to actually unlock all the three leverages, and then eventually have the entire thing ready. All good, everyone, so far? Clear, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Is my screen visible? Hello, hello. Clear? Now the reason why majority of the doctors are still at level one is because maybe you did not even have it in your mind that this is what needs to be done, right? And the actual should be to make sure that you become a hyperscalable doctor, because if you do not have that goal, as I mentioned yesterday, a ship without a goal, a ship without a destination in mind will keep wandering in the middle of the sea, right? Now tomorrow is where we actually build each level. Today I just give you examples, right? Tomorrow I will actually show you what needs to be done at each of the leverages and how exactly to do it. Okay, Tomorrow is where we will go leverage level 1, leverage level 2, leverage level 3 in detail, in deep, with hundreds of examples as to how and what you're supposed to do. Excited? Excited? Tomorrow we will actually see the numbers at each level, that what needs to be done, how to done, at what price, what amount of money can be unlocked for you, irrespective of which city you are in, irrespective of how young or old your practice is, or how big or small your setup is, irrespective, you will actually see the numbers in front of you, that how to make additional 20, 40, 50 lakhs purely out of leverage. How many of you are excited for tomorrow? We are at 9:40. Okay. And yes. Okay. Any doubts, any questions, anything you all want me to uh, cover tomorrow in addition to whatever I have planned? By the way, tomorrow is Sunday, right? Tomorrow is Sunday. Everyone, all those who were today joining in as day one, excited for day two, day three? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, day one. Now here's the thing for tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow is a Sunday. My team wanted the session for tomorrow to be done at 11 o'clock. Right? And I insisted that we will continue to keep the session at 8 o'clock. Anybody wants to take a guess why? Because I know that tomorrow nobody will have OPDs. Friday and Saturday, I wanted to make sure that the session is at 8 o'clock, because I know that doctors will have their OPDs at 8 o'clock, 9, 9:30, 10, right? And all those who had their OPDs at 9:30, I wanted to make sure that, we are done. But tomorrow is a Sunday. Why do you think that I insisted that the session will be done at 8 o'clock? Anybody wants to take a guess? Hello, hello. Anybody wants to take a guess? Tomorrow we could have done at 11 o'clock as well, right? 10 o'clock as well. Okay. Madhurima says consistency, okay, to get extra time without any restrictions, okay. The number one reason I wanted to keep at 8 o'clock, it's not consistency. I wanted to see that who has that desire and the drive in them to join a session like this at 8 o'clock, even on a Sunday. That just shows me that who is there in the room with. That was just for me to understand that what kind of doctors, because if somebody cannot, I said, right, if if you want to change what you want to achieve, the first thing that needs to change is you. And yes, right, it just gives. And yes, tomorrow being Sunday, by default we will extend till 10 o'clock. So don't keep any commitment, because tomorrow we are actually at each level we are going to make sure that tomorrow will the session by default will go by up to 10ish for sure. Today I mentioned 9:30, 9:45. We are almost done. Anybody, how was it so far? Anybody wants to unmute, share if there was, what was the major aha moments? We are done for today. The session by and large, whatever I had was, we are done with it. It's 9:43. We can stay here for 3 to 4 minutes. If there is anybody who wants to. Very inspiring. Thank you. I'm glad I could inspire. I'm glad I could inspire, but I want you all to actually a bulb bursting moments concept of leveraging your team. Thanks, Dr. Shubham. Anybody wants to anybody wants to unmute, come on the video, share anything. Tomorrow is where we actually go deep at each of the leverage to actually do the numbers so that you all see that at what kind of money you all are leaving on the table purely for leverage. And whether your consultation is 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 300 rupees does not matter. Whether you're from a small city, big city, metro, tier 2, tier 3, does not matter. Tomorrow is where you will see all of this unfolding. Very practical but well organized. Okay. Thank you. That was a feedback, Nilofer, or that's your expectation? And everyone, before you leave, okay, make sure that all those who did not do the activity for today, I want you to make sure that during the day, whenever, thanks, Nilofer, I appreciate it. Whenever you get time, I will share it in the group. Do that activity. Those who are joining today as day one, there was an activity to be done yesterday as well. I will ask the team to share it in the group. There was an activity that was to be done on day one, and today's activity that I want you all to rate yourself on all the 9 trades. If you've not taken notes, I will share it in the group. Do that. If you all want, I can even keep the group open for all of you all to share it in the group. And the best I would suggest is take a pen, take a paper, write down those traits. Instead of just reading, write down those traits, mark your ratings on that, take a picture and share it in the group. Do you want me to make that? I'll do that in the group. I love the way Ashok you did in the chat. Nilofer you did, but it was in break. So, all right, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Try and be on time so that we can start early and get going. Okay. And all those who have missed day one, I will try and make sure that you get the assignment, the challenge, the activity for day one in the group so that you all come at the same pace tomorrow. All right. See you all. I will see you all at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye bye.